Jetzt kommen wir zu den besten Videos.
Welcome to Geek Sundry Live.
Schau hin, der weiß das.
Natürlich der Game vorweg.
Es ist McWeek!
Die Seite dann.
Oh mein Gott! Oh mein Gott.
Hello, everybody!
Alles Verrückte.
Welcome to the Geek Sundry panel, connecting, create, and inspire through play. I'm Erica Ishii.
And my name's Trisha Hirschberger, and you may know the two of us from the Geek and Sundry and Alpha Show Engine,
Obviously.
right? Which is the home for all the video game news on Geek and Sundry and Alpha.
And today we are going to be hanging out with some of our good pals who not only lend their voices to Blizzard games, but are also themselves Blizzard fans.
And since at Geek and Sundry we love to play games, Eric and I thought we'd kick off this panel with a little bit of a game. So rather than do what good moderators would probably do and introduce the panelists, we're going to have each of our panelists introduce the panelists to their left.
What is this way?
Huh? All right, let's start things off with Darren.
We also didn't warn them
You
about
broke your own rule.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's
Well, I didn't technically introduce you.
Okay.
Would you like to
I would
introduce the
indeed.
panelists to your
Ladies and
left?
gentlemen, you've seen a lot of things here at Blizzcon 2018. But let me tell you, friends, let me tell you right now. The person I am about to introduce is probably the best person you will ever meet. You may have met some people and gone, hi, forget them.
Da steckt eindeutig zu viel Theater daneben.
The person I am about to meet, the best person ever. Oh, it's Aaron Fitzgerald. Yay!
Schönes Shirt.
Ja, wollte ich auch gerade sagen.
Was? Wer hat gegen ein Shirt?
Sie! Was sie für ein schönes Shirt hier hat.
How do I eat? The best person!
Willst du mich verarschen?
Ladies, you know you like to listen to him. Gentlemen, you wish you sounded like him. The one, the only Josh Petersdorf! Oh my God, there he is! There he is!
Where's my face? There it is. Free beer.
Oh mein Gott.
Hold on.
Rest in peace. This is my public display of my real face.
Oh mein Gott, das ist Road Talk.
So with no further ado, since we're all standing.
Yeah, are we all getting up? Okay.
Was zur Hölle?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children around the world, I now present to you one of the finest, the most delightful individuals in the world, Our Lady Leandrin, Misty Lee!
Oh Gott. Es ist Lea drin selber.
Jetzt drehen sie.
Tell you all a story.
Es ist Lea drin. Oh mein
The
Gott.
greatest dungeon master of all.
Jetzt drehen sie alle durch.
Hey, kann ich dir die Figur zum Date einladen mal?
I know people who know Gary
Ich glaube nicht.
Ich glaube auch nicht.
And I know it's true. Ladies and gentlemen,
Die wird nicht gedatet.
War so klar. Irgendwann wirst du immer schon dazwischen. Und Mr. GM.
Mr. GM?
Apparently, I have to be on your left for this whole thing to work.
All right.
Alright. Alright.
Many years ago,
Oh mein.
on a distant plain, a child was born. This child grew into a boy, grew into a man, and then became a voice-over god. This primal deity of joy,
Jetzt drehen
of
sie durch.
laughter, and a bombastically loud vocal cords came to prominence through many characters of the Blizzard expanded universe. But you know him most as the voice of Reinhardt. It's Darren DePaul!
Heilige Scheiße. Die gehen voll ab, ey.
That was amazing. All right, let's give it up one more time for our entire panel. I think that was better than even you and I had anticipated.
Oh my God, it's like we are on the street. Well, everybody, it's true. I mean, all of you sort of know each other, whether it's through voiceover or just hanging out Thanksgiving dinner, apparently.
Yeah, we've done the past couple Thanksgivings together. Yeah.
And it's just this.
I'm grateful.
What I really love about the Geek and Sundry community and the Blizzard community is everybody really knows each other and supports each other, plays and works with each other. Does anybody have any stories that they'd like to share about little moments with each other?
So many. Where to start?
Are we allowed to? I kind of like going through the, would that be an NDA? Would that be an NDA? Would that be an NDA?
Yeah, it could be outside of work.
I think the greatest part about like the Geek and Sundry community and the Overwatch community and our Blizzard community at large is that in our world it's very divisive. It's A or B, black and white, us versus them, right? When it's here, it's just us.
Yeah.
And it will always be just us. And I feel like our community is full of like-minded individuals like that, and that makes me proud to be a part of something like that, right? So every time I've met one of these people, I've had a tear in my eye. So.
Oh my God.
And Darren is a voiceover legend, but for me, he's this awesome hummingbird I see at the grocery store.
That was the thing. I was coming out of a session at Warner Brothers, and at the beginning of the year, things weren't good. I was depressed. And Misty just knew. She was like, wait a minute, you're sad. You're gonna call me and you're gonna tell me. And I started to talk to her and she just, every point she knew before I said it. And then she went, hold on. Your spirit animal is a hummingbird. You fly in real quick, you bring joy, and then you fly away. And if they try to cage you, you get hurt. And at first my New Yorker thing was going, I ain't no hummingbird, lady. And then, because I've been in like California, I was like, yeah, I am. I'm like, tell me that. Flutter, flutter, flutter. Hey, nectar.
Fabulous, get on this.
Yeah, that was
Hummingbird Darren.
That was my story. Thank you, I love you.
I love you too.
Darren the hummingbird, it all starts here.
But actually, you and Misty, actually, Trish are Game Engine's own Trish
That's
Hirschberger.
true.
Her first job ever.
We have known each other for so long.
Over a
You know how
decade?
Trisha and I know each other? No, you don't. But I'm going to tell you because this beautiful young woman came and auditioned for me. I'm a magician. And she auditioned for and got the part of one of my magic assistants. This woman has been in my box for 15 years.
It's true. It's true.
I don't think you can top that.
No, Misty gave me my first job that I booked after I moved to Los Angeles as
You
her
earned
assistant.
that job. I did not give it to you.
Mm.
She did.
So yeah, I mean, this friendship in this community goes so far back. Not only creating the content that we all enjoy, but really enjoying the content that we all enjoy. We're all fans of these games together. So let's kind of kick the panel off and kind of start things off with how you guys started off. Darren, you had a really great question to pose to the panel.
Which one was that?
I'm so happy we didn't go into like arguing over who knows who longer. I was about to be like, yo, Darren knew my mom before I was born. That leads to a whole bunch of different questions on the panel.
Yeah.
That's a whole different
Someone was
conversation.
like, someone tweeted me. I told that story, and it's a lovely story and thing. And they're like, they thought the ending would be different. It was like I was gonna, and then I was his dad. No!
What a twist that would have been.
Welcome to
One on that D&D reference.
our Maury and Sundry panel here.
That was it. But what I asked was, that's the first one you're saying.
Yeah.
That's that one. Number one, that's the one finger. This is two, and that's a happy bunny. Which performers, writers, or teachers influenced and inspired you when you were young and ultimately set you on this path?
Oh, Shel Silverstein for me, for sure. I love his poetry.
Good choice.
Yeah, Where the Sidewalk Ends and a bunch of those poems. And I just always thought that he was really fun and imaginative, and all the way down to the Flower Show. Do you guys know that poem? It's very short. If I had wheels instead of feet and roses instead of eyes, then I could go to the Flower Show and maybe win a prize. And I thought, if that guy can get published, I might be able to survive in this industry.
Well said.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Why are you looking at me?
Because we all want to know, Aaron.
I know who inspires
surprise you,
Be a
Aaron?
teacher or a writer or a musician.
Okay, first of all, I mean, I'm like probably like every normal human being. Like every month you meet someone that just sparks your imagination, that lights you up, that just turns your entire world upside down and gives you a new perspective. Right now, there's so many people. There's just so many people. I feel like if I say one name, then 1,000 names get missed out. You know what I mean? Like there's just so many. Okay, I'm gonna say this one. Right now, there's an individual who is a graphic novel writer, and he's an artist and a producer. But everything he's doing right now has been lighting my creative energy up and inspiring me to be better and do better. And his name is Saxton Moore, and he's amazing. And I just want to give him a shout out because what he's doing is changing the face of the earth in a positive way. So I'm gonna say him.
All right.
Wow, huge influences for me. I grew up watching Sesame Street and the Real Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah!
So, Lorenzo Music, Maurice LaMarche, Frank Welker is a huge influence on my life and my performances. And I loved to read when I was a kid. I won the spelling bee. I won the speech contest for like 4 years in a row. I was in theater. I was a theater kid. And I only left the theater to play sports, and then I came back because I was like, the theater's for me. You know, that's where we belong. So, and then I want to say, ultimately, like my dad, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like my dad would wake me up every morning, like doing really terrible Bert and Ernie voices. Like, hey, Bert, time to get up and go to school.
That's actually not bad.
Ernie, I don't think he wants to go to school. Robert, like, so probably my dad, and Frank Welker.
There are many influences. The one that came to my mind, on a smaller scale, I guess, would be a teacher I had in high school named Mr. Busby. It's Agora High School. I think he's still teaching there. Yeah, Erica had him actually. We both went to the same high school.
We went to the same high school and had the same favorite teachers.
Yeah.
It turns out, just like 5 years apart, so we never got to meet.
He was just, I know, which is so crazy, but he was just, he was a great teacher, but he went the extra mile to try and immerse his students into the topics. And I had him for European history. When we got into the World War II section, we came to class one day and he had all the lights out and had arranged all the desks into trenches. And we did the class in the trenches, and it was those kind of steps he took to really kind of elevate the learning experience that I found really immersive and going beyond what most people would think to do for such a lesson. We became good friends after that, and we found out we had similar interests in tabletop role-playing games. We nerded out about Shadowrun after tests.
Yeah!
He was just like, it was one of those teachers that really helped me understand that no matter what career you're in, there is a way that you could go the extra mile to try and reach out to people and kind of help them, elevate themselves. And I kind of have a lot to thank him for on that.
Mr. Busby was the kind of teacher that didn't just teach you the subject, he teach you to love the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Busby.
So.
That's so great.
Well, I wanted to ask about inspiring people because that's kind of what we all do at Geek and Sundry. We're like, come, join us, take the first step, try something you never tried before, play a game you never played before. It's this wonderful circle of just getting people to enjoy life, being positive, and going on an adventure with your friends.
That's gaming.
Yeah.
That's gaming. Game industry. Yeah.
And speaking of spreading positivity in the community, Josh, you had a question for everybody about what you'd say to communities and devs.
Let's see. If there's a message of thanks you would want to send out to the community and the developers, what would that message be for you guys individually?
A message of what?
A message of thanks.
A message of thanks?
Yeah, what would you want? How would you phrase your message of thanks?
You know what? I have one for the community in general. What I really love about the community is not only how positive and supportive most people are. I know there are always negative Nellies, but I also love that
Negative Nancy's.
Negative Nancy's, negative Nellies, negative. But what I really love is how truthful and honest and a place of self that people communicate in through the game industry. Like, you guys speak your truth. You speak it, whether if something doesn't resonate with you, you say, hey man, like that's not cool. You know what might be better and more positive and more uplifting and include everyone. Like the reason I think that Blizzard is all inclusive to everyone is because you guys speak on it. You speak your truth if someone's being left out, if someone doesn't feel represented. And because of that, Blizzard is able to adjust and shift, and we get the amazing diverse characters that Blizzard creates. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're the hype man in the crowd.
Oh,
Thanks to the hype man in the crowd. It was good.
thank you, white man. Or woman.
Blizzard also takes us to places together that we would never be able to go.
Yeah.
So we can all march together into the fire and be friends. You know, whether you're Horde or Alliance, you can still be friends on the, well, usually you can be friends on the other side. And whether you're talking to someone with purple skin or someone with tremendously magical abilities, you are enough. And we're all in this together in this magical, fantastical world. And I'm so glad to be in there with you guys. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pepe! Sorry, I got excited.
But no, that's absolutely so true, Misty. Like, for me in college, it was a big time for me playing World of Warcraft, playing Diablo, and realizing that there is a community of like-minded people out there, and kind of, you know, it helps you feel more confident in who you are when your net can be a little bit more widespread. So thank you to Blizzard for creating that community where we can all feel like ourselves.
But thanks for the community for showing up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If it weren't for the community, there would be, anyway.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Y'all, 100%.
And thanks for the mobile heal on Roadhog.
To that same point, I think this convention, it's a place to unveil things, but they could have saved this for E3. This could be very much just a sales convention. This has continued to happen every year because it is a celebration of the community, a celebration of all of us coming together and being able to meet each other and hang out and dress up and be super nerdy and try out new things. And I've been coming to BlizzCon pretty much every year since it started. And it's always been this like wonderful beacon that, like, yeah, it's cool when you see screens and you get to see doofuses like us up on stage occasionally. But to me, beyond that, it's the fact that this space that we get to call our own, that we get to come together and talk about the things we're excited about, talk about the things that we're not excited about, and talk about the things that, you know, we should probably go get food because we've been doing this for 6 hours, and that's, self-care is important. So thank you guys for continuing to expand this wonderful, open, inviting space to where I've continued to come back year after year as just an attendee before flipping to this side of things. And even from this side, still feeling so welcome, and thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, you in particular have been coming to BlizzCon for so long, and I know everybody is a fan of BlizzCon as a convention. Can you share a favorite memory from your very first BlizzCon?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. It was much smaller than this. So much smaller. And I remember they had the server meetup area for World of Warcraft, which was a room about the size of this sitting area with a bunch of round tables, and each table had a little sign that had the name of the server. To give you an idea of how much smaller the attendance was, and it was still pretty packed. But I remember walking up and finding my server, which was Silverhand. It was like the first RP server. We got some Silverhand folk out there. And I was like, oh my god, who am I going to run into? And then going over there, and it was nobody at the table. And I was like, oh no, I'm the only one. And I realized, no, it was just all of us were super shy, nerdy RP kids that were waiting for somebody to break the ice. And then as soon as I walked over and sat down, somebody else came over and was like, hi, what's your name? And I was like, oh, I'm Crystal on Alliance. Like, oh, I'm Horde. It's nice to meet you. And then one by one, people started coming over, and we began to meet people that were on the that we were meeting in game and saw each other passing through Ironforge, or killed us over at Torn Mill. Back when that was where things went down. And it was just a really cool emerging experience of community that I hadn't expected to experience from such a disparate online game. Like I came from EverQuest and online MUDs and things where there wasn't a space for these communities to come together like this on such a large scale. And it was really kind of a magical turning point for me as a gamer.
Awesome. Anyone else have some fun first BlizzCon memories to share?
Coming here, my first one on my birthday, walking in and them announcing Overwatch. And I was like, a gorilla from the moon? I think I'm in that. And then now coming here and just seeing the joy, it's weird. It's delightful. Just everybody's eyes light up when they see each other and when they see us. And we're just people. But that we can share those moments of, of saying thank you and listening to your stories. And I love that when you're here, everybody's welcome. No matter what game you love. Everybody loves something here. And that's pretty powerful.
That's awesome. Love
And
it.
thus concludes my tale.
You just don't know what's going to happen when you go to a BlizzCon, and you don't know what's going to happen afterwards. My first BlizzCon, I was on a panel for World of Warcraft for Ural, and I was backstage, and it was 2014, and I was kind of, yeah, you were there, and you were there, and you were there, and you were there.
We're gonna find out
And I
apparently.
remember standing backstage next to Crispin Freeman when the Overwatch trailer first came on, and he's watching it, and he had never seen it, and he didn't know what he was in, because of course nobody had told any of the actors what they were in, and we're watching it, and he's like, huh, I play a gorilla in a Blizzard game. I wonder if that's me. And I'm like, I think that could be you. And we're having a conversation about it, and then cut to 3 years later, and I'm addicted to that said game, and addicted to it like on a level that I've never been addicted to any game ever. Like, I was addicted to Final Fantasy VII, and that pales in comparison to my Overwatch addiction now. So little did I know that that moment was going to change my life, because I was going to download the game and, never stop playing. Yeah.
I played Blizzard games for years. Taking up the phone line on my mom's and dad's house playing Warcraft 2. Yeah. The burning shores of Lordaeron were there, right? And so my first BlizzCon was BlizzCon 10, and it was when World of Warcraft Legion just come out, and I got to do Maxwell Tyrosis and Jay Starkweaver and a ton of other bosses, and that was like a dream come true for me. I'd played WoW in a really tough part of my life, and it helped get me through it. I started playing right when Burning Crusade dropped, so I was not like a true vanilla baby, but I was like pretty close as you can get, so being able to experience it, it blew my mind, and I was like, wow, we're at the Mecca, like we've made it. This is the epicenter of everything Blizzard, and it felt like home, it felt really cool, and I'm just proud to be here again with all you guys. Thank you. Yeah.
It's a nice partnership, Geek and Sundry and Blizzard. It's a lot of positivity and love and creativity. Who knew Dread was going to be such a wonderful hit by just a Jenga game and your wonderful performance in the first one? And it changed everything. You're like, oh, we can do this?
Yeah.
We can play a game this way? Also, I didn't tell you how great your short was. I love it.
It was so good.
Jetzt drehen wir durch.
That's my most surreal BlizzCon moment ever, right there. I'm sitting on that for a year, and then sitting over there. I was actually right over there that morning, watching it on these screens, and was just, being me.
Okay, so last year, we told the story, when we were doing the Reinhardt short, we were on campus filming something for Geek and Sundry for Game Engine, and Mr. Kaplan was like, hey, do you have 5 minutes? I want to show you an unfinished version of the Reinhardt short. So it was just me and Erica and our friend Brandy from the Diablo team, and they showed us that. And Erica's like holding my hand and crying and going, oh, Darren, oh, Darren, Darren. And it was beautiful. It was glorious. And I told them about last year. This year, we're on campus filming Pause for Laughter that you may have been seeing. And Mr. Kaplan went, hi, do you guys have 5 minutes? I want to show, it was us.
Yeah.
I want to show you, just you and Matt, the almost finished McCree trailer. So I got to sit with just Matt and pass on that wonderful energy and just sit there and go, I'm so proud of you. Your work is so glorious. Thank you.
Yes.
Ballers.
Also, I'm your dad.
Hilfe.
I heard it with my ears.
Yeah, it's officially canon now.
No!
Was zur Hölle geht denn
My
ab?
friend.
Der übliche Wahnsinn.
Ja, irgendwie zu viel Zucker gerade.
Hey, here's a question.
According to the card, you are not the father.
Was zur Hölle, was geht denn da ab, ey? Was ist denn da los? Was geht überhaupt?
No, I'm good.
Oh Mann, ey.
It's been a long couple days. Hey, why don't you host a thing in front of 7,000 people that you've never done before? That'll be fun, Darren.
Oh yeah. Okay. Can I just share a story about BlizzCon this year as well? Darren,
Hi.
we joked last year is the mayor of Blizzard.
He is.
Of course, right?
It's real.
Cannon!
It's not an elected title.
Yeah, we totally have
voted for
okay.
you.
We all voted for
We
you.
voted.
Thank you. I will
Voted.
proudly wear a sash and greet everyone.
Excellent.
So that was the joke.
We're doing a quick meet and greet after this, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Some of us are staying.
By
Meet
the
and greet.
decree of the mayor of Blizzard.
Yeah?
We're doing a meet and greet.
The mayor said it.
Supposed to do a meet and greet, right?
Yes, to do. Some of
Thank
us
you.
are staying for a meet
Yes.
and greet. Yeah.
The mayor has decreed it is true.
Thank you.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
So last year we were all joking about that, and even some team members were going to get him the sash, and it never quite happened. But this year, they sort of followed up on all of that and asked him to be master of ceremonies, do a TED talk, a couple of panels, like
Pause for
and
laughter.
there
Yeah.
One night, we were all going out and blowing out some steam at Tiny Train Ghost Town, actually, and we asked Darren to join us, and he's like, I can't. I have 8 pages to write, and we were like, oh, you can put it off. And he's like, no, I want this to be perfect.
That was the thing I did right before this. I wanted
Which
to write
is
that.
amazing.
To stay well and listen. I was
And
like, no,
it's
it's important. I want to tell a story
Yeah,
with these
it
people
was beautiful.
and inspire them and share that sometimes in your darkest time, a game can speak to you and change your life. That's kind of why we're all here. And that's why I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I'm being very
It worked! It worked! I'm inspired! So, I have a question for everyone on the panel. I know you all prepared questions to ask each other, and that's great, but I have a question for everybody on this panel.
Is it where did Josh's beard go?
No, but that's a good
I thought that was part of your face, Josh.
It's over there.
Over there. That's what it's supposed
There
to
it
look
is.
like.
See it for future
Give me the
reference,
camera
right
on
there.
that.
All
so
will
handsome,
be
right?
revealed with. I did record something for a project that we can't talk about recently coming up with some motion capture involved. So I'm really excited when it does come out. Everyone will know.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Sorry for
so
interrupting.
that's the answer officially to where did Josh's beard go.
Swear.
But I wanted to ask you all, since you are gamers and you are in this community and have been for a very long time, how do you feel that influenced your work then when you come to create in this community? Like, does it add an extra special level of juice? You know what I mean?
Well, you understand what you're doing. Like, here's the thing. When you're in the booth by yourself and you don't have another actor to act off of, and you don't have a storyboard or an animatic or anything, if you play video games, you have a concept in your imagination of what these one-liners might mean and might be doing and how important they're going to be when they're repeated 1,000 million times in the ears of the gamer. And that makes it easier as a performer to go, oh, if I say this in an obnoxious way, I could torture people for centuries. Oh, the power! But yeah, like it makes that, it's great because then it fuels the imagination more. Without gaming, I think all actors who work in video games should play video games. I'm an advocate of that. Even if it's like something simple, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a card game, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're playing so that you get some idea of the interaction. Because I don't think that actors who don't play video games understand the intimacy between the player and the characters in the games. When you have spent 80 hours with a character, that character is your waifu or your husbando. That stuff is real. That is real. You can't break that love.
So mine.
Waifu.
It's canon!
But
He knows.
I say to play off that, not only does it help you understand genre work when you're doing voiceover, but sometimes it specifically helps you based on the project. Having lost countless months and years to World of Warcraft, more often than not, we'll be in the session and then Andrea will be like, all right, so can you give Matt a little bit of background to that? Like, I know where this comes from.
We just saved 2 hours.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It's kind of fun. Like, specifically when I took over for the voice of Ragnaros for Chris Metzen, who was previously him in the original game, they're like, so, he's this giant, I'm like, yep, Fire Elemental lore, originally brought to bear by the Dark Iron Dwarves beneath Black Rock Mountain, and then eventually was like, but too soon, and so I started going on this long tangent, and Andre just stopped me and be like, Matt, you can't show off to the writer. It's become a really good shorthand, because you have to imagine, for those who don't have a lot of context in video games, they come in and be like, what is this Ragnaros fella? And then they have to go and build it from the ground up. But for those of us who've spent far too long in 4-man raids trying to wait for your healer, until someone's dumb rogue pulls 2 core hounds and you wipe the whole thing. We have a very special relationship with that place, and it felt really good to bring that from a base of experience.
Well, and also, it is such a special privilege to get spoilers in your script. Like, I remember reading some lines in this last patch, and I was like, oh. And they were like, shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
that's real.
No. Yeah, it does. But sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's frustrating if you intend to play the game.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, I'm working on this game. I already pre-ordered it.
Yes.
That's how it ends.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I hope it looks pretty in 9 months to 2 years when I get to play it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a real heartbreak. That's a real
bit of a double-edged sword.
When I recorded Jay Starkweaver in World of Warcraft, who's a demon hunter, and the director of the session was Liam, who is the demon hunter.
Oh, man.
So
you got directed as a demon hunter by Illidan?
And it was like a very moody Illidan, like, just try it again.
That was really good.
Oh, man.
This is a true story, and I apologize to Liam then, and I apologize to Liam now. I came up, and we were in the cafe at LA Studios, and I came in, I was like, well, guess you weren't prepared, huh? And he gave his omnipotent nod, yes. It was really fun.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Does it impact your gaming experience to have friends recognizably playing other characters in your games?
Say that again?
Does it impact your gaming experience to have people you know voicing characters in games you play?
It's awesome! Because I get to yell at my friends in their own name.
Yeah.
Oh. I get to be Matt, stop killing me! Pretty much. A lot. Stop killing me.
Hey, stop standing still.
Oh Mann, ey. Es geht da nur bei denen ab, ey.
Wow, that's real life. My thumbs don't move fast enough.
Yeah, real quick, actually, do you want to plug your gaming stream and some of the ladies that you game with?
I get to shout out my ladies?
Yeah.
I have an amazing squad of girl gamers that also stream on Twitch. Danielle McCrae, Nuki, Simply Andrea is here. Shout out Simply Andrea! Woo! I'm very blessed to get to play with women who are much better than me. and Glitch X City. I am terrible. I suck at playing Overwatch, even though I've been playing it for 3 years on PS4 and just this year PC, which is even harder.
Good for you.
Shush your beautiful face. It's not easy and I hate it.
I know.
But
It's tough going from kindergarten.
the fact that people are so...
Just kidding.
It's okay, it's real. I feel the salt.
It's all
Okay.
I'm terrible at consoles.
But no,
so I
like
can
people
say.
are so kind. I can be really, really bad as a gamer, and then people are really, really good, and they carry me along. So thank you to my girl squad for carrying me along.
Yes.
Yeah, that's real. Girl gamers are awesome!
Yes. Yes, they are.
Now, I know we gave you all a little bit of homework and asked you to prepare some questions for each other. So I want to make sure that that homework doesn't go to waste. Let's go ahead and start with Darren. If you have one of your favorite questions on there that you would like to propose to a fellow panelist.
I know which one my favorite is of yours.
Hi, Matt. It's me, Darren. You may remember me from Friendship. I probably shouldn't have written that or that. Why am I writing all this down? That's not the question. Sorry. Is this confusing? That is also not the question. Here's the question that I want to ask. Of you, my talented friend, Matthew Mercer.
This is how it's written down.
It's written there.
If you had to create a Broadway musical about Critical Role, what would the title of the opening number be?
Wow.
Oh, man. Well, it depends. Is it about the in-world Exandrian narrative, or is it about the players playing the game?
It can be anything. It's your show. I'm just in the audience watching. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I would say... hey, this is my creative project! Let me have my moment!
No.
So, as a well-accomplished Broadway director and slash writer, I would probably call the first number a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
Fitting title.
It's the beginning of our show. I think it should be the beginning of this show as well. If not that, and they got scrapped, I'd probably go with You Can Certainly Try.
So my question, I have a question for Darren, which also has to do with Broadway, so I was just waving my card saying, can I go next? Can I go next?
Oh, God.
Yes, because a lot of people don't know this, but Darren has actually walked the floorboards on Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
What shows were you in?
Yes, I did.
Yes, what did you do there?
Oh, I did a production of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I did Little Shop of Horrors. I did a lot of off-Broadway. I did a lot of regional theater. I did August Wilson show called Ma Rainey that I absolutely adored. August Wilson is one of my favorite writers. He's probably the Shakespeare of our time. I love his works. What did I do that was really super cool? I did, like Man of La Mancha, Little Shop of Forever. Forum, Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
Yeah.
4 productions of that, playing 4 different roles. Lots of theater. That's what started me. It's having that ability. I did a lot of understudy work as far as character work, so you had to learn everybody's role. And when you go on, you have to play a different role on a different track. So it's doing different voices and different characters. And since I loved Peter Sellers growing up, I was like, oh, I can do this. And then you come here, and they're like, well, you have to play, when you're doing Hearthstone, we're going to give you 4 characters. I'm like, I can do that. I love that. Yeah. That's where I live. And then Andrea Toyos will go, you're one of us. Because that's what you look for. You look for range. You look for being able to analyze text on the fly. I think that's what theater taught me. And we talked about it earlier today, and it's about listening to the other actors, to the director, to the words on the page. The writer will tell you what the character wants and needs. Sometimes you just have to lift it, live it, and say it.
Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you do.
Oh my
I just a dum-dum that got lucky, who apparently is the mayor. And that's all.
Well, that's how government works. You kind of, stumble into it.
Yeah. Yeah. In my 50s, people were like, we dig what you do. I'm like, where were you 20 years ago when I was doing the same thing? And here's the story. I was telling you this. Sometimes in our business, and I think in gaming and everything, you're banging on a door. You're banging on that door. You're just, let me in, let me in. I want to get in that door. Then this door over here opens like, hi, you can come in. Like, yeah, that's great. I'm banging on this door. I want to get in this door. And they're like, yeah, but we're good over here. You could go over there and do something different. Why are they English? I don't know. The English door.
I don't know what's over there.
Sometimes, even though you're banging on this door, when that one opens, take a chance and go through there. It may lead you to a different career. It may bring something out of you that you didn't expect that will inspire others. So sometimes it ain't that door, it's that door.
Beautiful.
good advice.
Reinhardt!
From the mayor.
From the mayor.
Good stuff.
That's why he's my waifu.
Consider all the doors.
Yes.
Darren DePaul.
Yes. Not dumbwaiter doors. They're very small and things go up and down.
Okay.
I told the beautiful story that I did a dumbwaiter riff and killed the moment.
Hey, Darren, all movement is good.
That was awful.
Wow.
That was wrong.
Okay.
I'm old, and you're like, all movement is good. I'm like, well, it may be. It's gotten to there.
Jokes really, guys. All right.
Hey, well, how about a question? That'd be nice.
Okay.
Ask them something.
Okay. I have a question for Josh, personally, and then I have a question for everybody.
Okay.
Okay, Josh.
Okay.
Josh. You play Overwatch a lot.
No.
Okay. That's not my question. My question is,
Best in the cast.
when you're playing... Wow. When you're playing Overwatch, which character on the other team makes you the saltiest when they're constantly murdering you?
Genji.
Er kommer også spontan
Because I
då.
know Gaku's space too, and you don't know Gaku. The voice
I'm a
actor
Genji.
Genji. I will get anytime there's like Gaku will be on Instagram and find random like Genji plays of him killing Rodan. We'll send it. Hey Josh, check this out.
Oh, the salt is
Åh, Mann.
I love that he's salty.
Ja.
We go, and I say, so when we
That's
hang out with him, I
nasty.
go, Gaku, what do you think? Are you gonna Roadhog versus Genji? Who would win 1-on-1? He's like, Josh, I'm a cyborg ninja. Like, you would die. He's like,
Wow.
Lul.
That is the best answer ever. Okay, starting with Matt, and going with it. What is your favorite Dairy Queen Blizzard?
Favorite what?
It's Blizzard! Shh! What's your favorite Dairy
Dairy
Queen
Queen
Blizzard?
Blizzard.
This is so not a deep question. It's not complicated.
All questions are valid.
Thank you. Don't judge me.
I've been to a Dairy Queen once in about 15 years. So I don't know what it's called, but I got one with Butterfinger in it that was pretty good.
That's what it's called, Butterfinger Blizzard.
Butterfinger Blizzard.
There you go. Butterfinger Blizzard. That's your answer.
He's
Perfect.
pretty.
I like it.
You know, that was actually one of my first jobs, was making those.
No way!
Christy, that was my first job!
Der Blick, ey.
And they didn't have the cover.
TCBY.
So when you did the blizzard, it would just spray across your shirt because they didn't have the back. I'm old. Anyway.
Well, I don't know about all that. I just made blizzards, but
Hey, Misty, I have a question for you.
yeah. Do you want me to answer the blizzard question, or are we killing it?
Are we going all through it?
I
don't care.
That's what she wanted.
Oh, I thought we were just...
I have no opinion.
Anyone else have a flavor blizzard they feel the need to shout out?
Yeah.
The concept of justice.
Delicious.
Yummy.
Wisconsin?
You know what I love at Dairy Queen though is the cherry dip, and you can't get that in California for some reason. I don't know why.
Poor California.
Yeah. Nah. Anyway, yeah.
My question for you, Miss Misty Lee. BlizzCon is a surreal experience. If you could create a panel here for the attendees of your own preference, what would it be?
It would be a panel of people who are influential in the Blizzard community that are players, and I would ask them how their gaming has changed their lives and how they can influence other people in the community to feel like they are enough.
Wow.
Great answer.
I'd watch that panel. Yeah, I'd watch that panel.
I'll watch that.
That's what I would do.
That's a good panel.
That needs to be a panel.
That's a good panel.
That'd be nice.
Thank you for that.
Okay, I have a question for Matt. I have a question.
What's your Blizzard flavor?
My Blizzard flavor, I do the chocolate Oreo with the peanut butter Reese's.
Yes. Yes, Josh.
Have it in a cup.
Matt, yes, this is for you. Let's see, it says, okay, we'll ask this one. McCree is an amazing singer on karaoke.
Oh Gott.
Where, how, why? And huckleberry or strawberry? Lemonade. I need strawberry. I'll be your huckleberry.
Wow, that
How
temperature
that
just went up.
karaoke happened?
Yeah, how did that happen?
We were finishing a session, and Mike Chu was like, "Hey, there's a thing we're trying to put in this one level in the future that there's a karaoke thing." There he is. Yeah. majestic man's
Giant head.
floating head.
Turn it around so people can see behind you.
Where did you get those and can I get a set of them?
Here we go.
Build a head.
There you go.
Build head.
Oh, was haben die alle mit ihren Köpfen, ey?
For the win. For the win.
Shout out mystery.
So Mike Chu, lead writer for the characters and recently married. Congratulations, Mike. He said, so we're gonna do this karaoke thing. I'm like, cool, do you have a script? He's like, no. Go. I'm like, well, what do you mean go? He's like, just improvise. I'm like, well, what, is it like a beat? He's like, kind of, we haven't written it yet. So just kind of do whatever comes to mind, but don't do anything that's real and licensed. And don't say too many real words necessarily. Go. And so it was this like amorphous space of like, and there we got to like, getting doggies rolling.
He did an amazing job. A round of applause.
So good.
Was that you were before me that? Because I think I did. I think I did mine. We had a session where we were back and I did the same thing. They were just like, we're gonna play some music. Just go. I'm like, okay.
I was like, this will never show up.
Yeah.
Because like, I got a tweet like a month ago. Everyone's like, good karaoke, Matt. I'm like, oh God, they put it in.
Yeah, and mine was like, sexy Reinhardt, which I said as a joke. And then all of a sudden they're like, we'll start. Thank you. We'll start with. I don't remember it. What was it?
Remind him. Somebody singing.
Oh, yes, hammer down. Move your legs and move your arms. Sexy Reinhardt.
What the fuck?
Oh my God!
Oh dear me! You're giving me the vapors. What? That's crazy. You never think it's gonna make it in because you're like, oh, end of a session. And like, well, that was joyful. And then in the car home, I was like, oh, I should have sang more words, should have made a rhyme, I should have made a musical about nerdy ass voice actors, you know. And then it works and people love it. And you're like, oh, that was cool. Wow. Yeah. That's kind of the joy of what we do. You never know it brings us back around. You never know what's gonna land. And it's gonna speak to someone on maybe their best day, maybe their worst day. But something that you just did that was out of joy is gonna bring joy to somebody else. That's what Blizzard does. That's what Geek and Sundry does. We are lucky to be part of that. That you guys are here listening to us. It kind of means the world to us. Thank you. Yeah. If we can inspire you to follow your dream, to do what you're looking to do, I hope that's what you take away from this weekend. That's Blizzcon. Go and make magic happen. Sexy Reinhardt hammered it.
Without every single one of you playing this, we have no job. No, you laugh, but we know it. I used to work, this is like, I'll try to say it really quickly, but I was one of Weird Al's dancers for Smells Like Nirvana when he did this live tour.
That's true. She was a Weird Al dancer.
But
fastest
you were backstage
YouTube search ever.
I know. Not in the video, live. So there's no video of it. I have photos. Anyway, so we're backstage, and these people came up to Al, and one of them had him tattooed on his arm. No, true story. And I looked at it, and I was 23, and I was like, oh my God. And he grabbed my arm like this, and he said, hold on a minute, I want to talk to you after this. And I said, okay. And he was a nice guy. And after, he walked up to me, and he said, that right there, that man is my boss. And what he just gave me by showing me that tattoo was an in-person job review with 5 stars. And he said, without him, I will never work again. And without people like him, I will never work again. And it was the most important lesson in my life about performing for a living. Because without you guys, we'd have nowhere to be today. True. And without you guys, we'd have no paycheck. So thank you for supporting Blizzard, and thank you for loving it, because we love it too.
Thank you.
Yay!
Yeah! Boom. Yeah.
Yay! Heart your faces off. We heart your faces off.
Pants.
I have a question for Aaron.
What is it?
Matthew?
That's all right.
Please to raise our hands.
So Aaron, as the community of gamers has, I'm going through different age groups of my lifespan right here.
We're in 7th grade biology
Yep.
right now.
As the community of gamers has expanded over the years to become so wonderfully welcoming and far-reaching, what are some things within the community that you would still like to see improved further?
Oh. Are we gonna have that conversation? Okay.
We are now.
I would love to be able, when I'm playing a video game, to put my headset on to the randoms that I'm playing with, which I currently can't do because of toxicity and nastiness. It breaks my heart. I know because there are randoms that I play with that blow my mind in their gameplay, and I think, I want to talk to you, human, and I can't. I can't because the things that get said are so disgusting and so horrific as a female, and it's so shocking to me. I'm not a young female, I'm a grown female. So I don't hear that kind of language on the regular. I don't go to high school anymore. I don't listen to boys talking like that. I'm surrounded by men who don't talk like that. So So I just want to say to all the young fellas, if you don't mind, if you would like to hear more females in your headset, because that's really the only thing keeping us from joining in, is a kind of like a mutual respect. And now, don't get me wrong, I get salty in gameplay, that's no joke. May and Brigitte make me salty to... But I know when to pull back my salty, and I never attack another teammate, because teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, it does.
I would love that, to be fair. So if we could do that as human beings, I think we would reach nirvana.
I have a question for Misty.
Okay.
I would love to hear about one of your happiest memories in a career as a magician.
Oh. I have a lot of unhappy memories as a magician. Oh, no, it's okay. I got over them. But what Trisha knows, Trisha, I'm gonna say it, lavender oil, and we're gonna stop. Anyway, no, you don't even know what it is. It's worse than you're thinking. Oh. And we didn't even do it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop that right there. You can ask me at the meet and greet, and I'll probably tell you who it was. So anyway, I had an opportunity to audition to be a ghost host at the Magic Castle, which is a tourist trap in Hollywood. And it's awesome. It is it not? It is. You're not wrong.
And it's awesome.
We all love it.
We love it. A members only
Of course we love it.
tourist trap.
Yes, of course we love it. But I got to sit across from all of these people, and one of them, I'm auditioning for a ghost show with the king of macabre magic, Max Maven. And he's sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I'm not nervous at all. We went around the room, and everybody was like, it was fine, give her the job. It was good, it was good. We got to Max, and he said, I have notes. And he sat with me for 2.5 hours, completely unpaid, and he has an eidetic memory. He remembered every single moment from my show and said, here's a problem in your show, here's 5 ways to fix it, or do your own. Here's another problem, here's the actual story. You told a story that was only half of it, I was there, here's what really happened. Here's 5 ways to fix that. And he donated his time to making me better, and he said, you're good, kid, get better. And that is the happiest I have ever been as a magician. I got goosebumps. Yeah. Because that's a teacher.
And now he's my magic dad.
Is it Darren?
Yep, it's me, I'm your magic dad.
My magic sister, then, I guess?
Yeah, let's do that.
This got really convoluted.
Yeah. You know, no, I meant Max as my magic dad, but I'll take you. He can be my magic stepdad, because then that's my magic stepbrother.
There you go.
You're welcome. And now it's weird.
Geek Sundry is all a large family. Now you just know all the juicy bits behind it.
That are all made up.
Speaking of family, and actually back on Aaron's point about what the larger community is like, is I think in the world at large, there's still a lot of, as Josh was saying, us versus them, and black and white, and butting of heads. But I feel so fortunate amongst all of you in real life, amongst everybody here at this convention, amongst the Geek and Sundry and the Blizzard communities, that everybody looks out for each other.
Yeah.
Everybody is aggressively kind and welcoming, inclusive, and charitable. Oh, the money that people have raised for amazing charities, and we are so incredibly gifted, and I really would love if all of you would be able to share that with the people in your lives that you know that might not be part of that, and whether that's introducing your friends to a game or saying like, come, like, try out this board game with me, or just like, hey, here's a hashtag that you can follow if you're feeling down. I mean, there's one small thing that you can do for every single person in your life that needs it. And
Get the one person who won't play the game because they're afraid they're going to be bad, like me, and carry them through the game. That's real love, man. That's real love.
And do Erin's job for her.
Carry your friends from bronze to platinum. Carry them.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how many were here last night at the community night? There was one of the short films, the last short film of the evening, which was this fantastically edited kind of Scott Pilgrim-esque short. If you remember what it was called at all, please chime in, Darren. But it was about this girl who was trying to play Overwatch, and she kept just getting defeated, and it was just watching her be like crushed by it. And then suddenly her friend, this other girl, kind of puts her hand down, picks her up, and carries her into the game. And then the two of them together just like improve and destroy and bring themselves to victory. It was this beautifully done, really cool short, but was like a perfect visual encapsulation of that exact idea.
That's my life. It's so good. It's beautiful.
Called Guardian Angel.
Guardian Angel.
Guardian Angel. Check it out if you haven't. It's really, really cool and really well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that really is the message. I mean, this panel is connect, create, and inspire through play. Through gaming, whether it's video gaming, tabletop gaming, whether you're creating content and shows together like we do at Geek and Sundry, whatever it may be, if you can bring another person into that aggressively positive fold, seize the opportunity to do that. So I know that we only have a little bit of time left. So to our esteemed panelists, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
If there are any final thoughts you would like to leave with our community before we depart to the meet and greet, please share them now.
Oh, I would. When I was on the Blizzard campus, they had a sombrero on the big Thrall statue. And it was awesome.
Also, when they take the Tyrael statue out to events, they put a tiny wee minifigure of Tyrael in his place instead.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
From the bottom of my heart for blessing us with Dairy Queen blizzards, and thank you, Papa Jeff, for the new changes of Roadhog on PTR. You know what? I want to say really quick, I want to thank both everyone on this panel, Erin, Trisha, Erica, Darren, Misty, Matt. I want to thank all you guys for being so positive in this community. I know that you guys are always beacons, and there's a lot asked of you guys. We're always busy, but thank you for being so strong and being such bright lights that we can all look up to. I know I look up to each and every one of you guys on the panel. So thank you from my heart, and I think we all agree with that too. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yay.
I really want to thank all of you who stick to the objective. Thank you for those of you who stick to the freaking objective. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yay.
I've had the pleasure of traveling across the world and meeting people from all over, and there's one consistent thing that proves itself is how much we have in common far outweighs anything we have in differences. And whenever anyone rubs you the wrong way, whenever somebody seems needlessly aggressive, you're never quite sure what's going on in their life. You're never quite sure what experiences they've had that have led them to that one moment of abrasive conflict. And I myself try actively to be a little more understanding in that circumstance, and I invite you all to best you can to be more gentle, more understanding, and a little more welcoming in situations where, you know, the first instinct is to not be. That's not always the case, and sometimes you realize I have to walk away. This is not my fight. This is not something I can help. But, you know, I think especially when times get really intense and there's a lot of dark things in this world, places like this and people like this are that point of light. And the more that we kind of help carry that torch and pass it on, I think we're all going to be okay.
You'll find your people if you keep looking. Thank you for being ours.
Yay. Ja, irgendwann... Oh Mann.
I think we just need a big hug.
Gruppenkuscheln!
Ich werde gerade beim Hobbit gelandet.
Genau. Erstmal ein bisschen kuscheln.
Thank you.
Mayor.
Everybody, thank you all so much for attending our panel, Geek and Sundry, Connect, Create, and Inspire Through Play. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to the entire team at Blizzard. Thank you to Trish. Thank you to Darren DePaul.
Yay.
It's Daryl. Josh Petersdorf. Miss Delay. And Matthew Mercer.
Yay.
We'll be sticking around for a meet and greet. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
Woo! Never miss a moment.
Rollin', 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 right.
Okay.